Franklin Funeral Home is now being sued for putting the wrong woman in a casket for her family's viewing.
The family of Josephine Struble is now suing the F. John Ramsey Funeral Home for losing out on their chance to say goodbye. News 12 New Jersey's Chris Keating has more from Sussex County tonight.
Josephine Struble was 85 when she passed. She died in December of last year, and her family had planned to have an open casket during the viewing. According to this lawsuit, her daughter Gloria had given the F. John Ramsey Funeral Home the clothing and the jewelry they wanted her wearing. A viewing would take place on January 4th, before she was laid to rest at the North Hardeston Cemetery. But during the viewing, Struble's own grandson was one of the very first to go to the casket and noticed a horrific mix-up. He saw that it wasn't Grandma Josephine in that casket, it was another woman.
It's unfortunate because you only get one chance to say goodbye the right way, right? And it's difficult enough to lose a family member under ordinary circumstances.
That's family attorney Michael Shaw, who filed this lawsuit. It goes on to say that Struble's daughter Gloria noticed her mother's jewelry on the unidentified corpse. After the mix-up was noticed, the funeral director, Joseph Clark, finally instructed decedent's family to exit the room. The family was outraged and distraught. The suit goes on to say that 30 minutes later, family members re-entered the room only to find decedent disheveled and bruised. The funeral home is now facing civil charges, which include negligence for mishandling of human remains, emotional distress, breach of contract, and tort of outrage. That last is explained as intentional extreme reckless and outrageous behavior. We have reached out to the Ramsey Funeral Home. We wanted to ask how the bodies of these two women could get mixed up, and were there any identifying markers on the bodies while they were inside of this building. But to this point, we have not yet heard back. As for that chain of custody issue and identifying markers, the Struble's attorney told us this.
And throughout that entire process, there are supposed to be checks in place for properly identifying the body to avoid potential issues such as this.
In Sussex County, I'm Chris Keating, News 12 New Jersey.
The attorney for the Strubles is saying the family has not demanded any dollar figure in return for their emotional distress. For now, they're asking that the funeral home be held accountable.